everybody. I just wanted to get on here and I pulled out a bunch of, a lot of jelly plates that I've done in the past. And not just jelly plates, but these, like this is done with sprays and stencils, I believe. And this is like, you know, cleaning your brush off, scrap paper, more jelly prints. I just pulled out a stack. I don't even know everything that's in here. And I still have some of my Valentine papers over here to my left. My goal today is to just see what kind of ephemera we can do using this stuff. The first thing on my mind, I'm thinking coin envelopes we can make. I'm also thinking we might be able to do some die cuts for future journals, maybe some tags. We'll see how far we get, but I just want to play with these papers as I've had them for a while, and I want to put them to use. So, let's go. I think with this first one, I really like the patterns on it, but I'm not going to give it too much thought. I'm just going to go ahead and make some coin envelopes to start. So I'm going to say, let's make 5 coin envelopes. And I'm going to use, let's see, let's just pick out 5. I want to use that one. That would be a cool coin envelope. I think this one might be good just because we'll probably decorate the coin envelopes, so that can have something on top of it. This would make a good coin envelope. That might be good. I think this would be good for a coin envelope. Let's see, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we'll take that one too for good measure. And we're going to set these ones aside for now. And we're going to start with the coin envelopes. Now, I'm not going to use a template or measuring or anything like that. I'm just going to do it this way. So, just so you guys know, paper that you don't necessarily maybe like, or it's not speaking to you about using it in your journals or whatever, use the other side for jelly printing. That's what I did with these. So this was a whole bunch of paper that I had that I thought, I'm never going to use this. So on the opposite side, I did some jelly printing. You can even technically jelly print over this as well if you really wanted to. But, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of measure by going like this and folding these down the center. I'm going about maybe a 1/2 inch overlapping these two papers. So I'm just going to go like this and fold it this way, like that. And then I'm going to fold the bottom up just a little bit for the bottom of our envelope. And I'm going to fold the top down however far I want to make that flap, however big I want the flap to be at the top or the closure. So I think that's about good right there. And I'm going to hurry and fold all of these before we go to the next step. So there's one. I think these are 8 by 11 pieces of paper, 8.5 by 11, if I'm correct. It's just a standard copy size piece of paper. Okay, again, fold up that bottom and fold down the top to where you want it to go. I keep thinking I want to buy coin envelopes, and then I thought, you know, I think they're fairly easy to make, so why not make a whole bunch using my jelly prints that are just sitting in my closet doing nothing. So we're doing a little bit of mass making of ephemera today, using up things that are just in our stash. Whatever you might have. You could even use like a magazine page or a book page or whatever you want to use to do this with. It doesn't have to be the same size. You can make smaller envelopes or larger envelopes. Use what you have and what you feel like you need in for your journals, you know. There's 3. That one, I think I'm going over a little bit more than I want to on that. So let's... Doesn't want to bend where I want it to bend. Probably because of the paint. Okay. Let's see, right about there. I finally did my nails. They're very short, but at least they are covered. That's my Valentine. I've had these nail strips. They're the Color Street ones. I've had them, I used to sell them for a short while, and I've had them in my stash for over a year. And they still worked. But I'm like, I need to use them up, and it's the love month of February, so I thought, why not use my Valentine ones? I had some heart ones in there, so I decided to use those. Okay. Got this one. Okay, and then fold this one down like this. And last but not least, I think, let me go this way. I love doing jelly printing, and one of these days I will do a video on jelly printing. I haven't done any for a while because I have so many in my stash, and I'm thinking I need to use what I have first before I keep making more. I think I need to, there we go. I feel like I'm not, the last one's being a little stubborn with me. Okay. Alright, so now we have these all folded, and then the second step is going to be opening it back up, and these are going to be the parts that we get rid of. So that and these. So we're going to use our scissors, whatever scissors you have at home, and I'm trying to remember the best way to cut these. I think it's like, oh yeah, kind of, I don't want to do it wrong. Let me think this over. Yeah. So I believe it's just, you barely cut under the line that's here at a slant. So you want to cut that at a slant here. And then I went a little too far. And then you cut it off. Oh, then actually you want to cut it a little bit at a slant again. Like that. So when you fold it over, it's going to be kind of at a slant, if that makes sense. Okay. So again, we're going to cut it a little bit of a slant. Not a big slant, just a little slant. I'm going to fold this over again because it's hard to see that fold for me. So I can see it better. Then I'm going to just cut it a little bit of a slant here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. Just a little bit of a slant. So, just like that. And then the bottom, you're going to do the same thing. Just cut these off as a slant to that fold. And then just a tiny bit of a slant down here. There you go. Just like that. And then again, a little bit of a slant. And a little bit of a slant. Okay, so we got that. You can always save these little pieces to maybe make like snippets with or whatever if you want to, or you can throw them away. Then you are going to glue this together and you will have it, that closure like that. So, and you can always round your edges if you want with your, you know, your edge rounder, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. First, I'm going to glue this. So I'm going to take my art glitter glue and I'm going to just go really lightly along this edge and then very lightly along this edge here. And I'm going to glue these down. Like so. And then I'm going to glue this on the edges here. You can put a little bit on here too if you want. And glue that up. And there you go. So you've got your first coin envelope. You can make a closure later for it. Right now we're just going to glue these. And then you can decorate the fronts of them if you want to. Make this maybe a flip envelope in your journal, like so. But right now, or you can just make it an envelope in general and just paper clip it onto your page. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and do all the other ones and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. So, I got 5 of these done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. I got 6 done. And I'm not going to decorate these right now. I might, at the end of the video, I might decorate one. Or that might be another video altogether. Today, I'm concentrating on building ephemera that we can use later in our journals with jelly plates and scraps. So, if we get to scraps. So there's 5 coin envelopes that later on, if you put in your stash, you can just pull them out if they're, you know, something that you think would go with the journal that you're making, and you can decorate it at that point, or you can just have a day of decorating. Second thing I decided I'm going to do with these jelly prints is I'm going to cover these things that I have. They're just junk mail basically that I saved because it's good cardstock, and make some tags. This one already has rounded edges, so I'm just going to cover it with one of my jelly prints. And I really like this jelly print, so I think I will cover it. I think I will use this one on here. So I'm just going to use some glue on here, and I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue, just so that it holds well, and because this is kind of a slippery surface here, so I want to make sure it sticks to that surface well. Plus it will give us a little bit of work time, so when we position it. Just going to go ahead and cover this with some glue. And you don't need a lot. This kind of glue goes a long ways. And I'm just going to lay this over. I'm not going to give it too much thought. Lay it over like that, like so. And then I'm going to cut it from the other side with my scissors. That way it will fit perfectly and the rounded corners will still be there, because you can round the corners off here, like so. And voila, you have the front of your tag done. And you can put, I'm going to go ahead and put a little more glue on that edge there. I guess I didn't get the edges very well. So we'll go ahead and put a little more glue on the edge. Make sure that's down really well. Kind of didn't cut the edge very good either. Alright. These bigger scissors are not real great at for edges. But okay, so we got that done. And we will worry about the back in a minute when I have all of these done. So this one, you could always keep this like this if you wanted to make it a flip in your journal. So this could be glued onto the page on the sides, and then you could cover this, and this, and this side as well. So, or you can make a tag, which is what I'm going to do today. I might cut it in the middle here and just have a page flip with that one side. So I'm going to set this aside because I think I want to make this into a page flip later. And I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to cover this up and make it into a bookmark. So again, it's that slippery kind of surface. Got to take their glue off first. But I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue. Try to get the edges a little better this time. And you can also collage these if you wanted to. You don't have to use a whole page of jelly print or whatever scrapbook you have. You could collage a lot of different pieces on if you wanted to. And then cut it up into tags when you're done collaging. Okay. So I'm going to use this bigger one because this is a bigger piece. And I'm just going to set it as close to the edge as I can get without it losing that pattern. Go ahead and rub it down pretty good on there. And then flip it over and cut the edges off. You could also make these into pockets for your journal. You could cut it like maybe square like that and glue that in as a pocket, or a belly band. You can make belly bands. Right now we're concentrating on tags. It's hard for me to stick on one subject. I'm just all over the place all the time. Okay. So right now we're concentrating on tags. So I'm going to set that aside for now, and then I'm going to cover this one. Cover this side, and again I'm going to use a full page because this is pretty long. Or you know what? Why don't we use, we've got some scraps here already built up, so why don't we maybe use some scraps just so you guys can see how the scraps can be used as well. I need to find the right ruler. Where did it go? Where's my ruler at? I could have swore I just put it in here before I started. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, so I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to cut off that, or tear off that negative space that's not covered with any paint. So I got that off and throw that away. And just rip this off. Don't even need a ruler. So we got that piece. And then I'll take this one and go ahead and do that. And that. Put that into a piece. And let's get this edge off here. Alright, so we have some clean pieces here. And then let's make this into a clean piece here that we want to actually use. Okay. You can always save these and stamp them if you wanted to, or throw them away, whatever you want to do. Just gonna look at this. Maybe these kind of go together. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe this one. No. I'm just trying to find another piece that I want to incorporate into this, because I think I'm going to need a little bit more. Well, let's just cover what we have so far. So we'll do this, and we're going to use it as a big piece like this. So I'm going to see where to start here. Start right about here. With the glue. Go to right about there. I do have a suggestion about your supplies. Some supplies are more expensive than others, but I have had some supplies that are kind of expensive and I'm hesitant to use them because I'm thinking, oh, I want to save that for a special project. And I've had them go bad on me because I saved them too long. So that was a lesson for me, to not hoard my supplies and to use them. Use what I've got, regardless if whether I think they're more expensive, because it might be a long time before I do any project that I think in my mind is a more important project that I should use that on. You know what I'm saying? So just use what you have and have fun, and don't worry about it, because otherwise they're going to end up going bad anyway, especially things like glue and paint and things like that. You just want to use it up. Use what you've got. Okay, so this, I think I'm going to cut this in half just so I can use it on that corner without overlapping so much. Probably should have turned my rulers the other way. Oh well. So I'm going to put that there, like so. And I'm just going to overlap the glue a little bit onto here because it overlaps a little. And go about right to there. I'm not sure exactly where it stopped, but I think it's right about there. And then I'm going to put this on here. And go right to that edge. Just like that. Okay. And then go ahead and put that down there. Maybe I'll just put the glue on this time, because I know what size it is. Okay. There we go. And maybe I'll put this right. See, which way do I want to put it? This way. Actually, I think I'll put it up here so that that straight edge is on the edge there. Like so. Ah! Just got my glue all over the place. Don't do that. Okay, go ahead and stick that down there. And we have this piece we can put maybe here. I'm starting to get sticky fingers. Okay. Okay, stick that like that. And then from the coin envelopes that we used, I have all these small pieces, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that plain edge off of them. And I think I'm going to use these. For the pieces that still need to be filled up. So I'll put one right here. And see, that's why you don't get rid of this kind of stuff. Because you never know where you might use it. So I'll put this right here, I think. I'm going to get those straight edges off. Probably, I don't have to overlap that too much. I'm not really squeezing this, I'm more like using it to spread the glue. Because I don't want too much of that glue out. There. Okay, got that. And then, ooh, I like this little gold one. I'll go ahead and use this one. I'm going to put that there. See, it's just coming out already. I'm literally not squeezing it out. This kind of glue, it like keeps coming up even when you put your bottle like this. Keeps like traveling to the surface of the bottle. Okay. And then this, I think I will put here. Or maybe, yeah, no, I want it here. Okay. That will go there. And then I think I'll put this one in this spot. Oh wow, there's a lot of glue on there. I don't know why this glue does that. It just keeps coming out the top. Okay. Put that one there. I'm literally not squeezing any glue out of this. It just keeps coming, bubbling out of the top there. Then I'll put this one here. And thinking maybe this one. Right there. And we've got plenty of glue coming out. Just rub that all over. I'll put the lid on now. Try to keep that from coming out anymore. All right, so there we go with that. And we used all those scraps rather than making new ones. Just like that. Now, the next part of this is going to be cutting these into tags that we can use later on in our journals. And you can use whatever paper cutter you have. I'm going to use my guillotine cutter. With this one, I think I'm just going to cut it up into like, well, I think I'll do, let's think. I think I want to do this one right about, right about there. So that'll be one tag. or you can use it as a pocket. And then this one, I think I want to make it into 2 tags. So let's see how big it is. It is 6 inches, so we can make 2 3-inch tags. So I'm going to cut it at 3 inches. And these are longer, skinnier tags. So we got 3 tags out of that. You can always turn it over and cut the excess off from the other side with your scissors, like that, so just to clean it up a little. And then you can also, I think I'm going to round these corners, so I'm not going to cut those. And then these ones I'm going to cut. Let me see if I want to. First I'm going to clean up these edges. Like so. And you can get your inks out and ink those white edges. So I'm going to just cut that edge off of there. And any excess off of the other side. Then I'm going to decide what side do I want to be the top. Okay, I think it doesn't matter a whole lot with these ones. So with these, you can just cut that, and then you take the one you cut, flip it over to the other side, and you cut the other side. And then that way you have two sides that are identical, like so. If you want it to be the same as your other card, just so you have 2 matching cards, you can line them up and cut them, but I don't really care. And plus this is kind of a little more slanted than I wanted it to be, so with this one I'm going to make it a little less slanted, I think. But, you know, I don't think I succeeded. I think I actually made it more slanted this time. Oh well. It is what it is, but I made it into a tag regardless. Okay, so we've got 2 tags, and 3, and 4, and I will get the corner rounder out in a little bit. First we're going to cut this one up, and I've got a little bit of an edge to clean up there. Just put a little bit more glue down on it. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. And like a little corner. I am particular about stuff like this because I know if I were to buy a journal from somebody, I personally would not want to find that things were falling apart on me. I mean, you can always go in and clean things up, I guess, even on the journal you buy, but you know, if you're paying for someone else to do the work, you're hoping that work will be done right. So this one I'm going to make into, I think I might make them into two that way. Or maybe 1 small one and 2 longer ones. Yeah, that's what I think I'll do. So I'll do one that's about, I'm going to turn it this way because I want one that's about 3 inches wide this way. And then I want 2 more out of this one. Let's see how wide this is. I think it's barely under 6 inches, so I'll do it barely under 3 inches. Okay, and then we have 2 more. So we've got 3 that are almost the same size. And we can put this away for now. And then I've got glue all over my fingers. And then we're going to cut the tops a little bit again. Going to do what we did on the other ones. Flip that over. That's what I wanted, it more wider at the top. Alright. So if you want it wider, just don't cut off as much of a triangle at the top. Try to make those triangles a little bit smaller. And that will give you a wider top here, which is what I want. And then we will do this. Seems like it's like kind of cattywampus there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of this off of here and make it a little more straight, because I feel like it's not straight. There, I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. And then I'm going to cut some of these corners off. See, I didn't do that corner very good as far as gluing it down. And I always go through my journals before I give them to whoever's receiving them. I go through and I make sure everything's glued down really well on the edges and stuff. Make sure nothing's coming apart. It's just a good practice. Okay, so we have all of these now. And see if I can find my color. This my corner rounder. This one is from We Are Memory Keepers. So I think I'm going to round my corners at the bottom on these. Just give them kind of that clean edge. You don't have to do this part at all. I just want to. So it's whatever your preference is. I think a corner punch like this is like, usually you can find them on Amazon or at your nearest craft store. I'm going to round all the edges of this one. Okay. And then this one. If you don't put it in just right, it won't work. So, okay, and then that one. All right, so I'm going to throw all these scraps away that I don't really need. And as you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 2 journaling cards and 5 tags out of those few pieces of junk mail and jelly plates that we used. So that's pretty good. And then we have 6 coin envelopes ready to be decorated and used. And I think you guys, even though I have so many more ideas on how to use this stuff, I'm gonna end it there because I don't want this video to be too long. So thanks for joining me for another craft session. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial, and I hope it inspired you, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.